Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through!
Hello, wonderful people, and welcome to the Fumble Through podcast.
Fumble through!
A podcast that was forged in the fires of Mount Doom. We're a real play podcast based on the D20 Pathfinder system where myself and a group of my creative friends improvise characters and stories and have a few laughs along the way. My name's Justin and I'll be the dungeon master for this adventure, and joining me here in the Fumble Factory are Luke.
Hi, I'm Luke. I'll be playing a halfling monk called Little Reg.
Brett.
Hi, my name's Brett, and I play Pathfinder.
Nice.
And Lindsay.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'll be playing Miles McCarthy.
And special guest star, Mikey.
Yeah, that is correct. That is my name, Michael. And I'll be playing a character as well. If I could be Heather Locklear's status, I'd be happy. That's all I want.
So for our listeners, every week we're going to ask a question that I'm going to pose to these wonderful people and they have to answer it. Today's question is, if you could live in any fantasy setting from a book or a movie, which one would it be and why?
That is tough. So many.
That is crazy tough,
It was
eh?
this Milton Boone's book that I read.
Would you be the pirate or the young widower?
I have a kind of an obscure answer for this. Because, you know,
An obscure one.
yeah, well, there's a lot of great
So unlike you,
fantasy
Lindsay.
settings. like I personally love the whole Lightbringers trilogy book series where, you know, colors are magic and rah, rah, rah.
Are you talking about Brent Weeks'
Yeah,
Lightbringer
fuck yeah.
series?
That's the one. But I would go Pokemon because then you just, from 10, you've just got unlimited freedom.
Yeah, to wander the world. And
and
true.
then just, and
So
then just
easy
everyone,
to eat dumplings.
yeah, then you just make like animals battle to the death, and it's great.
All right, Luke, who would you choose?
Oh,
or
gee,
where would you
Where
choose?
would you choose?
Well, I'm going to maybe take a choice between two different ones, which is going to be Feist's Fantasy World. It's Middenheim or something like that.
It's got a mid.
Yeah.
I want to say something mid.
I want to say that, but it sounds too much like
It obviously
Mordheim.
means a lot to you,
Yeah.
because you remember it so thoroughly
Absolutely.
that you want to live there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Or the Sword of Truth series.
Who wrote Sword of Truth?
Terry Goodkind. Okay.
Midkemia and Kilowan are the two.
Midkemia, there we go.
Kellerwan
It just
was
sounds
the
so much
Asian
like
one.
Mordheim. I just didn't want
Yeah.
to.
Mikey?
That is a tough one. I'm going to go with maybe Avengers Assemble world from the cartoon Avengers Assemble.
The Earth's Mightiest Heroes?
Yes, I believe that one.
That
Yeah,
one?
Yeah.
Is that because the theme song just
Yeah,
is
it's a
amazing? We
kicker.
can't sing it in this
no, but just for the
space
theme
without
song,
paying
yeah.
for it.
Exactly. But just for the theme song alone.
Because that plays everywhere in the world, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, how come you can go obscure?
Yeah, I don't think
Sorry,
Mikey's is.
Desperate Housewives world.
Hey, Brett, what world would you live in?
I reckon, look, everyone would say Star Wars, right? That would be the first thing, but I don't think I'd go there. I think I would look to a more equal world.
Spice World?
Where, yeah.
I'll tell you what I want.
That's not bad.
Can I just
I'd like to change my answer now.
Well, I guess the Spice Girls are kind of like a weird kind of D&D group. There's Scary, there's Baby, there's Sporty, like, you know, the Rogue,
Yeah.
the Magician.
The Barbarian.
My world is the world of Terry Pratchett and the Discworld series. I would love to live in that world. I think I'd die very quickly
Yeah.
in that
Is
world.
that because you're a flat earther?
Fantasy world, right?
Yeah. The only other world that I'd love to live in is Eternia.
Oh, yeah.
Fantasy and science, sci-fi.
Yeah, but-
It's a mix mash, isn't it? Really?
My issue with any fantasy world is when you try and compare your current life to what you'd be doing in that world.
No, I'd be okay.
As he is in this life. It's great. At the end of every day, Brett phones me up and he says, "Hey kids, did you see me in today's episode?"
Then I pop in my head into my shirt and disappear.
Not again. So, adventure awaits.
Fumble through!
The sky looms on yet another day of travel in the caravan. It has been overcast and threatening to pour down since leaving the city. At least the small wagon is watertight, if not comfortable, and a smooth ride. The Dragon Master Tariq hopes that at least tonight might be spent in the comfort of a nearby town called Newsham. The prospect of a good meal, some strong ale and a soft bed sound as good as washing the dirt of the road away. With a sudden lurch, the wagon comes to a screeching halt. After a few moments, voices can be heard. The voices are raised. You can hear a little bit of shouting. You can hear some angry kind of to and fro's between them. One of them is Tariq. You don't know the voice of the other one. Obviously, the caravan has stopped. The two figures inside the wagon, unable to understand what's being said, are left to their own devices. And we introduce two of our characters, Reg and Flopsy.
Reginald, why have we stopped? It smells like a horse's ass in here. Joe, I thought we were getting to Newsham. It's too early to get there by now.
I know, right? How much money did we spend on this?
Right. And we're stuck in this cabin. I just want to get to a nice, comfortable place where I can have a bath, read my books, settle down, and have a decent meal, not this bloody camped up outside at night time around a bloody fire with mosquitoes and bugs and being looked at by those guards incessantly looking at me like I'm some kind of... Well, I know I'm a bloody tiefling, but they don't have to look at me like that. Jesus.
I think it might be something to do with your tail, Flopsy.
What stories have you heard? Oh, the other tale, right, yes. Yes, well, it does what it does. I'm not up to me.
I think the problem is it doesn't do what it does. That's the issue, hey?
Well, between the two of us, you're quite unremarkable. I know that. Quite small, very easy to get in and out of places. No one really looks at you. You're not as remarkable as I am. I just know that for sure. Maybe between us, it's best if you go and check out what's going on.
I will, actually.
There's also the fact that I don't want to get up.
I do. My ass is chafing something terribly. So
Well-
just a second. Reggie stands up, stretches his legs, a little flex, and then walks to the
Hello,
curtain on the
have you
side.
stood up yet?
Just so that we get a picture of who these characters are, Reggie, can you describe yourself?
So Reggie is a halfling of average size, just around about the 4 foot kind of size. Just wearing general bland fatigues, nothing remarkable. Braided ponytail.
Okay.
Does he have weaponry around him? or-
Well, I mean, he's wearing a cloak that kind of goes over like general fatigues, but yeah, he's got a selection of martial weapons.
Do you call it a cloak or is it just a normal person's shirt?
It's his
actually-
boyfriend's shirt that he wore home.
It's a child's doona.
With pink elephants on it.
That's right. Yeah. That's on the lining, of course. An array of exotic
It
and
jingles a little bit when he works, or is
maybe
quite
not so much
silent,
because
or-
because stealth is all about his jam. So
Yeah.
he tries to keep himself as quiet as possible. Hence, also the unremarkable. He doesn't want to stand out in front of in a crowd.
And joining him inside that wagon is Flopsy. Can you describe yourself, Brett, as Flopsy?
So Flopsy will only be called Flopsy by Reg. Other people he wouldn't have introduced himself as anything other than possibly the devil. Of Paraskar. He leans into his tiefling heritage quite a bit, and he knows it's off-putting to people, and he finds that useful at times. He's quite tall, quite lanky. He doesn't have much build around him. Carrying his backpack seems to weigh him down a little bit, let alone anything else. He's got a big book strapped to his back, and spell pouches around him, and a scholarly kind of garb around him. He has this look of disdain that he gives to everyone. He looks down his nose at everyone. He thinks,
Including Lil Reg?
well, it's hard not to look down your nose at the little nugget.
Fantastic. So, little Reg, you get up and you start looking towards the window of the caravan. The windows
Would you like a step to see out that window?
The window of the caravan has curtains over it, so you have to pull those aside. They're block-out curtains, so you can't see the outside from them. And as you pull them out, you see Tariq, the wagon master, talking to a person in chainmail who has a crest on his chest.
Is this
a
somebody we've
plumed
seen
helmet.
before?
You've never seen this person before. They obviously look like a constabulary. They have a few guards with them that are dressed very similarly, but this guy who is talking to Tariq has a plumed helm on his head. So obviously denoting that he is something more than just your average guard or member of the city watch.
Sure.
At this point, we take ourselves to another character. The journey so far has been a little bit grating. It hasn't been fun. It's been a little bit over the top. You haven't really enjoyed your time with Tariq. But now Tariq is saying, as the constabulary approached, go and look at the two guests. Make sure they do not know what is going on. Get them away from us. We do not want them in part of this.
Do I know what's going on? Or
You
have
have-
I not? No, I've been. Yeah, okay.
You have no idea. All you know is that this has been a very trying time for you, and you really haven't enjoyed your very first foray out as a wagoneer. So, Decath, can you describe yourself?
Sure. I'm 5'6". I'm very slight of build, very wiry. He would dress like a Napoleonic cavalry officer, very flash, very trim, red coat, gold braid, tight riding pants, and boots. He would have a rapier at his side, nearly said scimitar, and a pistol. He is pale of skin, has white hair and violet eyes, and a look of not so much disdain, but like there's a joke going on that no one else knows about but him.
So Tariq has told you basically get these guys away from here. They're playing good coin to be a part of this carriage. As you're looking at the carriage, you see the curtain open a little bit and a small figure's little face inside the curtains. You also know that Tariq has taken all of the teamsters, all the guys who drive these wagons away. So leaving you to maybe having to get up onto the wagon and drive the carriage away from earshot so they don't see what's going on. Tariq is looking sweaty. He's looking as shady as you've ever seen him.
That's pretty shady. You're coming out, aren't you, Little Reg?
I'll just have a little look at the curtain too. If you're looking in my general direction, you'll see my little
Well,
peeping
if I'm supposed to guard them, I'll just walk over to the door of the caravan and lean back against it like a lazy hipster.
just on the outside. So
Yeah,
you're-
just next to the door. I want
where the
guard you.
curtain parts, you're right there next to me. Like,
Oh, yeah.
So if I open, I'm like, oh, it's right there. kind of thing. Okay, cool. So I turn to Flopsy and say, here, Flopsy, looks like we've got a guard posted right outside this car.
Which one? Which of those guards always looking at us, always keeping their... Is it
The one with the violet eyes?
the very tight pants?
Yeah, that's the one.
The one with the very, very tight pants.
When he walks, he squeaks.
That's right. Yes. Well,
Yeah.
he was one of the least confronting and disappointing of the guards.
Right.
Perhaps we can ask him what to do. Ask him what to do, little fellow.
Sure. So I'll can I make a stealth check to stealthily just appear next to his head to just freak him out? a
Just
little
open the window right next to him
Yeah.
Of course. First roll.
Go for it.
Let's see what we get.
What have you got to roll against his stealth?
Dice roll, not like
My
a drama.
perception.
Your
Go.
perception.
Yep. So that is a stealth check from Little Reg
21.
versus a perception
I rolled
from
a 10
Decath.
plus 2 for an elf 12.
12.
Ooh. Okay, so you get the drop on him.
Awesome.
Sacre bleu!
As you notice a small character just right next to you.
Master Reg, do not do that to me!
Sorry, mate. What's going on? Why have we stopped?
I'm not sure, but there's some tension going on. The fat man sweats like a pig.
Yes, he does. Why is he sweating?
I don't know. I've been told to guard you.
Why?
Eh.
With the other caravans being guarded as well.
I'm supposed to get you away from here.
Away?
Yeah.
Why? What's happened?
I don't know.
We were going where we were going, and what? You've been told to take us or the caravan that we're in away.
The caravan. I would turn around and kick the wheel. Do you know how to drive this thing?
No idea. Just bear with me for 1 second, and I'll just duck back in. Flopsy, something really dodgy is going on here.
What? I just want to get to the new... It's Newsham that we're going to, right?
Right.
Just
Flopsy,
put this thing into top gear and let's get there.
Flopsy, we've been singled out.
How very dare they? Single out how? Why? What for?
The fat man apparently is a little bit stressed out about something or other, and we've been pushed off, and we've been given.
As that conversation's going on, I'm
specific
going to
guide.
jump up and kick the wagon brake off and... Yeehaw!
All right, so you get up.
What was that?
So you get up into the actual
Yeah.
driver's seat. Okay, so you guys are
cigarette.
having a conversation inside the wagon, and all of a sudden the wagon starts to lurch to life. Can you make a horse riding check for me?
Oh,
An
what?
animal handling check is what it's called.
Fumble would be nice, yeah.
Just looking down the list of skills, horse riding. It's not in the alphabetical order.
That's a 10.
Some would say it's important for a GM to know the rules. I don't find that's much cost.
I hate some.
All right, what'd you get? 10.
10.
Okay.
Very average.
A 10 is exactly what you need to start the caravan
There's
going
no need to put more effort in.
where you want. It's a small wagon. It's only a 2-seater. It's ornate, yes, but you get it going. The 2 horses that are at the front start to move where you want to, and you start breaking away from the rest of the caravan, at which Tariq kind of looks at you, gives you a bit of a nod saying, this is exactly what I want you to do, and you start heading over one of the rises. You
Just
move,
a quick question. So
Yep.
when he hotwired this cart, did he cross the tails of the horses
Correct.
over? Like, yeah, cool.
Is this cart, would you say, at least 2 horsepower?
It's very much 2 horsepower.
Sacre
Wait till part 2 where it's cart drift.
Does a bald man come up beside me?
And he talks about Fumble.
I live my life quarter mile at a time.
What little did
very
Degath
good.
know as the bridge was out.
You move the cart probably about 300, 400 feet away, making sure that they're out of eyesight, making sure they're out of earshot, so that you are doing exactly what Tariq says.
Did he tell me somewhere to take them?
No, he just said basically get them away.
Oh,
because
this is
he,
the first time riding a cart, so I'm just going to keep going with this. This is good.
yeah,
I'm doing it. Look at me.
just while you're sitting there,
Wee!
Oh, no hands. I dropped the reins. Ah!
as you are moving away,
Mm.
just make a perception check.
Oh,
for
yeah,
me.
this is going to be good. 2.
2. Those of you in the
Is that
cart,
with your +2 for Elvish?
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 4 with. Yeah, sorry.
say you
forgot
roll
my
a
plus
zero.
2, yeah.
those of you in the cart, can you also make a perception check? Albeit at a -5.
Cock.
Due to the surroundings of the cart, you're actually a little bit hindered with your
Some
perception.
speed they're going.
22 for Reggie.
22? Is that with the -5?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
That is impressive.
So I've got a +2 perception, and -5 gets me to 2.
2. Fantastic.
Nice.
Reggie, you can hear galloping as if a horse is approaching.
And not the horses that are pulling
No.
the cart. Another horse.
So,
Okay.
so from the rear of the cart, you're kind of sitting there and you can hear hoofbeats approaching the cart, gaining on you.
Like that.
Short stuff. It sounds like a horse is riding on Michael's
You're right,
stomach.
Gipsy.
All those extra pies came in handy.
Yeah. So Reggie hears this alone. So nobody else hears it. You driving the cart. You're a little
I'm
too
focused,
preoccupied. Flopsy, you're inside the cart. You are
Oh, we
reading a
seem to be
book
going to
or
Newport, Sandport, Blickerport. Let's get to the port.
doing stuff. And Reggie, you hear the sound of hoofbeats approaching.
Okay, so Reggie, having had some sketchy kind of experiences growing up, turns to Flopsy and says, "Here, Flopsy, I think we got a bit of trouble coming our way," and pulls a weapon out
Mhm.
and like gets ready for.
Are you going to do anything to inform the person driving the car?
Describe the cart to me. What kind of situation we got here? Is it like one of those tent like Western?
Yeah,
It's-
think of a
it's-
So like I can literally when a
like
person's
wagon.
driving, I can
Yeah.
go.
I think
What's
I've
good?
got one glass slipper on.
So the cart itself is a fully enclosed wooden cart.
Right.
It's a 2-seater cart. So
Yeah.
usually you'd have 4 where you have a bench facing each other. This one is a half version of that. So you've got 2 seats. You're the only passengers that have been in this caravan. It's a very ornate cart. It has 2 wheels and 2 horses that drive it, and a driver or a teamster, a coachman, sitting in the front.
Okay, so our chaperone is basically there's a wooden.
There's a
barrier
little-
between.
There's
Oh,
a little
okay,
window that you
thank
can open.
Right,
It's
So
okay.
like a half stretch Hummer with a
Right.
slide.
Okay, so yeah, I'll slide
It's
it
2
across and
seats,
go.
but you got to sit like you're doing bobsled, so you're right up against each other.
Yeah, so I didn't anticipate him obviously driving off with us anyway. So I pull the thing across. Here, mate, what are you doing? What's going on?
I'm just following orders.
Well, then why are we being chased?
Huh?
At that, the sound of galloping pony gets closer and closer. The unusual sight of a riderless horse comes up in the rearview mirror. Yes, this has a rearview mirror.
I hit the shocks and make it go boop, boop, jump up and down.
So you see the sight of a riderless horse coming closer and closer. It's only as it passes you that you notice that there is a figure being dragged along behind. The figure entirely encased in a hessian sack, tied at the feet, and the actual rope that's tied to its feet is tied to the pommel of the horse that has obviously gone on the bolt. You can see it just race straight past you. So both Little Reg and
Oh, yeah.
Decath see this horse go straight past with a figure on the back of it. What are you going to do?
Okay, so Reggie sees that, obviously not too happy with that situation that somebody's being dragged by a horse, so he's going to attempt to vault over to the horse to then cut the rope.
Okay, in order to do that, you're going to have to open the carriage doors. You're going to have to get on top of the carriage. You're going to have to make sure that Decath is coming along on side the horse because it's galloped.
Okay.
It's going faster than you guys are because you guys are kind of at a leisurely pace. This is bolting at full speed.
Okay, right, cool. So what's your point? No, okay.
Yeah. So what? I guess the question is, what are you going to tell Decath?
Yeah, so the calf, match your speed. I'm going to jump over across and cut that rope.
I would. I see we have. There would have been a glance between us, and you would have said that, and I would have said, "Hold your reins!" as I whip it, and as it comes along, I'm going to try and jump.
Oh, you're going
Red
to
Dead Redemption style, yeah. Straight
Okay.
across. It is personal glory.
Make an acrobatics check to see whether or not you can jump on top of the horse.
21.
21 is exactly what you need. So, Reg, from your vantage point outside the open window, you can see Decath basically launch himself from the driver's seat, leaving the reins right there in front of you and this carriage
I would have
driverless.
said hold these. I don't think I would have. I would have just gone like hold this and thrown them behind me.
Yeah, okay.
So within grasp
Yeah,
of
so
you,
I gotta grab the
you
rein.
see Decath jump across, land on top of the horse that is obviously on the bolt with a figure being dragged behind, and you're sitting there with a riderless carriage.
So I've Reggie's seen the fact that he's jumped across over and landed securely on that.
Oh,
yeah?
very much so.
So
yeah.
then I'm Reggie's going to just assume
On
he's
that-
going to bring that horse to a stop.
You would have looked across and you would have seen me wink as I landed.
On the pummel. Okay, yeah. So I see he's landed successfully. So Reggie will then grab the reins, attempt to grab the reins and pull the.
Okay, can you make an animal handling check? If you don't have that, it's just a straight wisdom check.
Wisdom. Sure. 8.
An 8. With an 8, one of the horse's whinnies rears up and actually starts moving away from this bolting horse. Something about Decath jumping from the wagon onto the other horse has startled it, and you now find the carriage a little bit out of control. Meanwhile, back on the horse,
Yes.
I need you to make an animal handling check to see how well you can control this beast. As you're looking at it, you can see just on the back of its neck some type of mark, as if the beast itself has been injured in some way.
So while that's happening, you hear Reggie go, Flopsy!
Handle animal of 12
Mhm.
and le whoa.
At that point,
That's French. What?
the horse very gently comes to a stop, and you see the figure behind you wiggling and moaning. You can hear muffled voices as if the figure itself has actually been bound and gagged.
Okay.
You also see the carriage shoot off into the distance a little bit to the side and start to go almost uncontrollably away.
Ha ha! Go, little Reg.
Hearing his voice, Flopsy's going to stick his head out that front portal into the driver's area and go, little man, what's going on? It's quite rough back here. Hold it down.
Let me paint you the picture. Reg is halfway through the portal, holding on to some reins. His legs are still inside the carriage. He's just called out, Flopsy! What do you do?
Ah, yes. Good idea. We should catch that horse. It's much faster than our horses, and we should tie it up so we can get to Nusha much faster. Great. Why is that guard over there now? He was over here.
Flopsy, stop your gassing and get here and give me a hand.
What am I going to do? I'm not touching that thing.
Oh, that's the first time he said that.
Can I make
All the
another,
horses.
can Reggie make another handle animal check?
Okay, Reggie, make another handle animal. Now, know that because the horses have bolted, this handle animal check gets a little bit more tricky.
Oh, no problem. Is there a neg to that?
There is no negative.
So the number I rolled with the modifier comes to a grand total of 13.
13
Nice.
is enough. At that point, you whoa. So the horse, you get the horses under
fucking
control.
Whoa, my ass.
So what do you do?
So I pull it as they stop, or
Yeah.
so as I pull it to the stop, I throw the reins down in frustration. I slide back into the
Oh, no.
carriage, give Flopsy a stare, and then jump out and move towards.
Oh, it looks like he's on. That's his fighting look.
Okay, so about 40 feet away, you see a horse that has stopped with Decath on top of it. The carriage is successfully clear, but you're half in and out of that carriage. You've kind of slung back in. You've opened the doors, and you and Flopsy can see this scene in front of you.
Sure.
Bravo! I'll get off the horse and walk back to the Hessian sack.
Mhm.
Oh, should I whip the horse as I walk past it?
And we're off again.
Yeah, cut the rope.
You cut the rope.
Yeah, and start to unpack
By the watcher, why have we stopped? We need to get on.
untie.
Okay, you begin untying the figure in the Hessian sack. As you unveil the figure in the Hessian sack, Lindsay, could you give us a description of the person that they unveil?
So you see a young human around 21. He's quite tall, about 6'3", but he's built. He's got like a lot of muscle built onto him. He's got like a red burgundy hair, cut in an undercut with a large scar down his left cheek, and kind of looks up to you and goes, "Oh, thank God! Thank you for saving me,
The gods had nothing to do with this. You thank me, the Cuthbert Bella.
Miles McCarthy." And he kind of starts helping untie his feet
Help
and-
you up. Yeah.
At which point, I guess Flopsy and Little Reg, or Big Reg, is it Big Reg or Little Reg?
Whatever. It's just Reg.
Okay, so Flopsy and Reg have the ability to come to this scene. You see Decath untying McCarthy.
Right, that's enough lying around. Get up. That horse needs to be attached to that carriage. We need to get on.
Miles, seeing the tiefling, goes, "Oh dear God, I really did summon a demon. Oh God, I thought I was reading a poem in Orcish. I'm really sorry, Mr. Demon. I didn't mean to summon you."
Oh, don't be silly. Come on, let's just get that horse, hook it up to the other horses, and get on.
Where are you from?
"I'm from Up and Falls back there. Sorry, I It kind of keeps looking back at the demon uncertainly, like,
Stop. I am just a tiefling. There's nothing silly or stupid about it.
it makes a any knowledge check to know.
Yeah,
what
it
is
would be
about
a
to-
knowledge local for humanoids.
I don't. have
Oh,
that.
sorry. It would be a knowledge planes for outsiders.
Correct.
So are tieflings not
I don't have
common
that.
in this area?
No, the problem with tieflings is that there's a lot of prejudice against them because of their demonic skin, because of their horns. People often view them as untrustworthy, and especially in these lands, people really do not like magic, but they also very much do not like people that look like Flopsy.
Flopsy's used to that where he's come from, the Isle of Jalmaray. Tieflings were treated as second-class citizens. He's used to people looking at him with disdain and with distrust, and he kind of just brushes past it. He's seen it so much it doesn't affect him anymore. Right, well, I'll grab the horse then, shall I? This is
Why are you in a
ridiculous.
sack?
Sorry. He kind of gets up and brusts off his big leather overcoat. He's like, I'm from Up and Falls. They thought they accused me of summoning a demon. I was reading a poetry in Orcish, and they said I was summoning a demon, and it looks like I've been true. And they drove me out of town on the back of this horse.
You can't summon a demon from a damn book, fool!
I'm sorry, Mr. Demon, sir. I didn't mean to.
What's your name?
My name's Miles McCarthy.
Get up, boy. Get up.
I'm so sorry. Miles McCarthy. This is Flopsy and Little Reg.
Greedy, what is your name? Sir
You obviously were not listening when I saved your life. My name is Big Flourishing Bell, the Cuthbert Bella, hero of the Phoenix. Flame.
It rises again from the phoenix to the flame. It's all the same.
It's a translation
Now,
from Elven to human.
Do you want this sack or not? Should we leave it behind or shall we go?
I mean, it's a good sack.
Do you know much about horses?
I mean,
Decath is really good at jumping from one to the other.
I'm a farmer. I know beats.
At
but-
which point, perception checks.
Reg, you got 24.
Nice.
24, Reg.
Perception 20 for Decath.
Decath, 20.
Miles, 9.
Miles, 9.
Flopsy got a 2?
You rolled a 3.
Oh, sorry, 5. I looked at my perform skill underneath.
You can have a neg on
Fantastic.
perception.
Sorry.
I mean, both Reg and Decath, you see another horse coming over the rise just behind you, followed by a second horse. These two horses have upon them riders. These riders have kind of studded leather armor, very padded. You can see a floppy hat that droops to the side with a feather in it coming from one side. They both have chin straps, and the lead rider rides up, stops, and with a very nasal drawl and a sneer says, "I believe that belongs to us. Walk away. Our issue is with the witch. It doesn't need concern the three of you."
So, do these guys wear the same kind of colors as the guys that stopped the caravan?
No, they have a
Different
very
again.
different outfit on. They're in studded leather rather than chainmail.
But they are matching?
They are matching. They have very
So,
matching.
Point.
Yeah.
Reggie turns to Flopsy. "You're up. Here's some trouble. Get behind me."
And Flopsy and Reggie exchange a kind of a knowing look where it's on look. Weapons not on safety anymore.
Excuse me, Miles, was it?
Oh God,
Do you belong to these men?
no! You gotta help me. They're saying I'm a witch, but it was just a poem in orchestra. I swear, it was just a poem in orchestra.
Oh. And he kind of looks straight at Flopsy and he says, "You've summoned another demon! That's it!" At which point you see them both pull their long swords and begin dismounting their horses. Let's have initiative!
Oh, nice.
Foy!
Let's hear what happens. Let's go around the circle and hear what people's initiatives are. So the first we'll start with McCarthy being the center of this attention. What is your initiative?
That's a 15.3 for McCarthy.
A 15.3. 0.3 meaning that's your initiative modifier,
my
obviously.
initiative modifier.
Okay. Decath, what's your initiative?
19.
A 19.
Just straight up 19, bro.
Flopsy?
Bruh. 19, bruh.
19, bro.
Oh, that's me, Flopsy, right? That's my character?
Great.
Yeah, cool.
Stop playing the
7.3.
character.
So Flopsy gets a 7.3 and Reg.
Little Reg got a 26.
A 26.
That's
Ro-
impressive.
rolled a 20 and I got a +6 modifier on my initiative, yeah.
20.6.
A natty 20.
26.6.
That's the first natty 20 of the
It is,
the
hey.
podcast?
Yep.
Natty 20.
What a waste.
So I'm going to retire that one now, yeah.
Every attack's going to be one.
You've done it now. Thanks.
I've said it. I shouldn't have. Sorry. My bad.
All right. And now let this combat begin. Reg, it's your go. What are you going to do?
Right, so little Reg is going to use his camo on chain. He's going to close the distance so that because this weapon has reach, so within closest to the closest adversary. And then I'm going to attempt to trip using my CMB of 13.
13 managed to get what's the weapon called again?
It's a kame on chain. Kame, I don't know. It's
A
kamikaze.
kame on
I don't know.
chain.
It's K-A-M-A.
I'll let
Karma.
you- karma.
Yeah.
So your karma on a chain grabs the person that's in front of you and pulls him off his feet. As he hits the ground from his horse, drawing his weapon, he falls prone right in front of you because you managed to beat his CMD, which is his combat maneuver bonus versus combat maneuver defense, which is what you did for the rules lawyers at home. And
And in the room.
and he falls prone. He falls prone before he actually enacts the action of
Withdraw
pulling
the
out of his
weapon. Oh,
weapon.
cool.
So
Cool,
his
cool,
weapon's still halfway out of his sheath. He falls down. That brings us to Decath. Decath, what are you doing?
Now, there was 2 or 3.
2.
2. The other guy I look at and I use one of my cavalier abilities, which is issue a challenge.
Oh,
And I challenge him to a duel. I move forward
Mon
and
Dieu.
I attack with my rapier.
okay. Can you tell me more about this challenge? I don't know Cavaliers very well, so tell me more about
I
what
believe
that happens.
I issue a challenge to one person. I get a plus to my attack and damage per my level. But I do take a negative on armor class against anyone else because I'm so focused on this one person.
Oh, okay.
Do they have to accept the challenge?
Challenger.
No, I'm French.
So essentially, you challenge him and you are so focused on him that you get bonuses to attack him, but
Correct.
you're negatives to everyone else.
Correct. So I look at him and go, I challenge you, and I just walk straight forward and yeah.
This is the guy who's prone on the ground?
No. Oh, how cowardice. No, the other guy.
Okay.
15 to hit.
You walk up to her and you manage to get straight past her armor class.
You stupid woman.
4 points of damage.
4 points
Can
of
you
damage.
not see we are hell resting in this, man?
And what are you attacking with?
A rapier.
A rapier. So your rapier goes straight through her armor class, dealing 4 points of damage.
I beg your pardon, Miss Me, and pull back.
Oh!
But don't need what?
But,
And she kind of shrieks as you deal 4 points of damage. McCarthy.
correct.
So Miles McCarthy is going to walk up to the first person that's on the ground. He's going to go like, I told you I didn't do it. And he's going to punch him in the face.
All right, attempt. Let's see what happens.
Nice.
Nothing says I'm innocent like stabbing someone on the ground.
So obviously this is
Miles has no weapons.
a man
nice.
who has describe your animosity here.
Oh, he's pissed off. Like he's been bullied by these guys for quite a while, and he's been now ran out of town. And now that he has one on the ground, he's just going to straddle him and start wailing on him as he's on
All
the
right.
ground.
Ground and pound.
You're looking at that dice and like you didn't believe it.
What'd you roll, Lindsay?
Let's say what's the bonus for someone on the ground?
+2.
That's a 27.
A 27 to hit him
worried
in the
about that
face.
+2.
I thought that'd be a lot lower, that worry.
All right.
It was
so
almost the disbelieving glance as he picked the dice up to look at the number.
So you managed to smack this guy right in the kisser.
I also need him to make a will save, if you will.
He needs to make a will save.
Indeed.
Okay, his will save at a -1 is 4.
Okay. So that's 5 points of damage,
Okay.
and he is asleep.
Now you go to sleep.
As I
I'll put you to sleep.
punch him, he just kind of like instantly falls asleep.
Tell us more about this. What is going on here?
So Miles has this little ability called Hex Strike, which lets him, as he punches someone with an unarmed attack, cast a hex on him, and his hex, unwilling to Miles himself, is Slumber.
Wow, that is amazing.
That is
What
good.
character class is Miles?
Miles is a witch. if
I
we're
knew it,
going
so the
into-
townsfolk were right.
Yeah, Miles doesn't know it himself, but yeah, he is a witch by class standards.
Fantastic. So this guy gets punched in the face. You see a little bit of blood splatter out, and he immediately goes to sleep, giving us
Nice.
down to Flopsy.
Flopsy has a ability where he can see magical auras and magical things all the time. Will he see that flash of magical power
Yeah,
from your
it
fist?
would be very quick, but as soon as like that fist collides, there would have been like this brief flash of magical energy.
So Flopsy's going to burn an arcane point to see if he can understand what that magic that you just did was as a standard action.
Mm-hmm.
And understand that you've just cast a spell and kind of go, oh, interesting, very interesting. That will need to be explored. And then he's going to walk up to the woman who just got stabbed and whisper in her ear, I am the devil of Padaskar, and I am here for you. I will be here in your night times and in your dreams. I am the thing that will wake you in the sweat of the middle of the night. Leave now, or I will never leave you until you are gone from this world.
Would that be an intimidate check?
It's probably more a bluff. Probably more a bluff, but you can call it how you want to.
I would say that's an intimidate check.
Righto. Ooh. 17.
A 17, you see she is absolutely shaken. So around her, she sees this guy on the floor who's now been put to sleep. She sees a witch and a demon approaches her saying that he is the devil of,
The devil of Padaskar.
of Padaskar. And she visibly looks like she is shaken. Now, Brett, can you tell us a little bit more about Flopsy's character? Tell us about this arcane point, about how Flopsy can see magical auras.
Flopsy has an innate ability with magic and sees magic, feels magic, understands the ebb and flow of magic and what goes into creating it.
What
That's
character
he's
class
interested
are
in.
you?
He's an arcanist.
Okay.
Arcanists don't just practice magic. They want to understand it, pull it apart, put it back together in new and interesting ways.
Now, are Arcanists the ones that start fires?
Yeah.
Because my cousin's an Arcanist.
Yeah.
He's burning shit all the
Yeah.
time. Man.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But you don't. You
my
can. It's
cousin-
not just fires.
When
you
I
can
was
spray
an arcanist,
paint.
I
You
just
can
listened to punk
he-
music
Yeah.
and wanted to burn the system.
drill.
So just as I, while this little interaction is going in with the characters, does Reggie see McCarthy's punch? Does it look particularly hard? Like it looks like it should be a knockout, but when you see fights, you see knockout punch, you're like, oh, and people go down, you can't expect. Or is it kind of like and I don't see the magic? Do I see the magic?
You wouldn't see the magic.
I wouldn't see the magic. Did it look like a really
There's-
knockout-worthy
there's
punch?
muscle behind it, but it was on form, but it wasn't.
Well, he did
Okay.
5 points of damage.
Yeah.
That's a pretty decent hit.
Especially
Yeah.
for when I roll a 1d3 plus 3. So.
That's impressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Did you go "Wah!" after you did it?
I think you went.
Nice.
That brings us to the enemy.
Hmm.
In front of you, you have a guy who is absolutely asleep, knocked out on the floor, not moving at all. And you have a girl who is not really looking too well. She takes one look straight in Flopsy's direction, sees the demon that's in front of her, telling her that she should run away. Her resolve is absolutely shaken at this point. She turns tail and she flees out of the area.
Don't
She
mention the
moves.
tail.
She moves 60 feet away in the reverse direction using a withdraw action, not provoking an attack of opportunity, leaving her horse there, leaving her companion there, leaving the other horse there, leaving you guys to deal with whatever is going on.
Poor Flom. Flopsy. Mademoiselle, come back. Come back. We have not finished. What did you say to her?
I just. What?
I had issued a challenge. This was a duel. Ah! Turn. Hands on hips and storm back to the carriage.
I'm sorry, my good. I will.
I've drawn my sword for nothing. Nothing! Sword goes back in. I get back on the carriage and start up.
Brilliant, mate.
I love it.
Can I rev the horses?
I love it. I love it.
Rev the horses. That is not the gear stick, my friend.
You have a scene in front of you now where the combat's essentially over. One guy is out
Yeah,
for the
that was-
count, and the other lady has fled. Just everyone make a perception check for me. All right, call them out. What do you get, Reg?
25.
Decath,
Sacre bleu. I cannot believe this pool of the I got one.
McCarthy,
18.
and Flopsy.
3, natural 1.
3, natural 1. So the only
I don't
person.
understand what women.
Do not talk to me.
Reg, in the distance amongst the trees, just beyond, you see a third figure, a figure that you didn't see approach the actual wagon. See the girl running almost in a different direction to him, kind of look at you, shake his head in disbelief almost, turn his horse and ride off. Goes down the hill, out of sight.
Okay, so I turn to Flopsy or Flopsy. There's another one out there.
Another what? Another stupid.
Another one of these miscreants.
Did he have a horse? If we had
Guys,
one,
guys, we gotta
6
go.
horses,
There's a lot more. We need to go. And Miles is
a
kind of
lot
like,
more of what? Of those stupid fools chasing you?
yes, unfortunately so.
Nothing.
Seriously, we need to move. And he gets on top of the carriage next to where thing is. Let's go. Come on.
You, boy, have something interesting to talk about. We should hook up all the horses so we can get there faster.
At this point, Reggie walks over to the KO'd character on the ground, kind of like gives him a little kick with his foot. Like, oh, yeah, he's gone.
Then do you roadhouse him and be straight out?
So, Reggie, you walk up and you basically just give him a boot to the face.
Let's see if he's like how out he is out, whether
He-
he needs tying up or something.
He is totally out.
Should we?
So, do your damage?
should
Is
we
this
ti-
a coup de grace?
No. This was I'll tie him up.
Okay. So
Tie him
you-
to the horse and send him back where he came from.
Is the sack still on the floor?
yeah, the sack's still on the floor.
Sweet.
The rope's been cut just around, but there's
Lovely.
enough rope still attached to this horse
Yep.
that you can tie his feet up
Cool.
if that's what you want.
Cool. Stick him in the sack. Tie him to the horse.
Yep.
In
Turn the
sack?
horse around.
Yep.
And then hit the back of the horse and send it off.
You slap the back of the horse, sending him galloping off.
Back in the
with-
way the McCarthy came from.
Yep, you see parts of his accoutrement on the floor. So his sword is laying behind. As it was half out of its sheath, it lays behind. But the rest of him just disappears, leaving the four of you, the carriage, and the two horses that were originally attached to that carriage standing in this small clearing a few hundred feet away from the original caravan.
Reggie, next time we should probably check him for any valuables before we send them on their way. We can't really make the items we're looking for and gather enough
I'm very
power.
sorry, Mr. Demon, but we really must be going.
Going where and why?
Well, just it'll be safer for my family if we get out of here.
Oh, if his family's on the line, let's travel.
To where?
Anywhere but here. We just need to get a little bit further out from
We're going to Newsham. Newsham is the next stop where the caravans and the trains will, and that old fat Tariq will catch up to us there. No, yes, Tariq, Dagath.
I am not talking to you.
Right.
Turk, did the fat man say we were supposed to go back to him?
Little Red, she told me to come and wait here. You can tell your stupid friend. That way I'm supposed to wait here. But,
Till what, though? Till what?
until I'm told otherwise.
Dagath, Reggie, what's your boy? What's your name?
My name's Miles.
Miles. Let's get in the caravan and carry on to Newport, Newsham, New Start. I don't know. Wherever we're going, let's get there. I need a bath.
So we'll meet the rest of the caravan there. That's where they were going. That's where we're going to go, right?
Mm.
All right, let's do that then.
In order to get to Newsham, you actually have to go right back to the road where the caravan was.
Oh, what a piece of shit.
All right, well, I'll jump off and grab the two horses and tie
Okay.
them back. I've seen that done.
Okay.
Yes, they will push and the other ones will pull, and this is how we get faster. Is that right?
So the two horses that these hunters, essentially, or the witch hunters, were riding, get tied back to the back
What
of
do
the
their
wagon.
saddles look like, actually? Do they look like, are they marked? Are they just plain?
They're pretty plain. There's
okay.
nothing. There's no saddlebags on these horses or anything like that.
just
you
don't want to
think-
be property of the sheriff's department.
No,
also.
no, certainly not. No, there's nothing on top of them. You think that perhaps, even given the look of them, you get the idea that they might have been mercenaries.
Okay.
So you don't get the idea they were any part of an official association.
Right.
Riffraff.
So which way do you want to go?
You got to go back to the road.
We're going to Newsham, right? That's where the next stop in the caravan
We say
was.
back to the
We
road.
paid good money to be looked after by the fat merchant horseman, Tariq.
Hmm.
I will have
Can
my money's
I
worth.
make any knowledge checks to know of a roundabout way back to where they were?
No, you are very in unfamiliar climate right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys want to have a conversation with yourselves?
Are we heading back towards the caravan? You, boy, this will be strange when we get back into the caravan. Say nothing, or they'll charge us more for you.
As soon as you can hide me, it'll be fine.
Sit in the back. We have a conversation to be had.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Demon, sir.
Flopsy. Flopsy's fine.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Flopsy, sir.
And then Flopsy will pull Reggie and Decath to the side.
Hmm.
My apologies, sir.
It is all right. It was not much of a
I
battle
just-
anyway.
Yes, well, I just correct. Now, when that boy hit that man on the ground, which was rather unsporting, but he did it, there was a magical burst from his hands.
Can I
Have
hear
you
it?
ever seen such a thing?
It was magic, Flopsy, was it?
I have never seen that before. You've never seen it? You've never seen it?
I saw nothing.
Right. This boy shall need some interrogation. I shall talk to him in the back of the caravan.
Get the gimp is what you're saying?
No, not yet. Let's try the gentler touch for now. Only the
then
tip.
we get the gimp, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Flopsy, you going to be feel safe there? Do you want me in there with you, or are you okay for me to be at the front?
Safe. You can't touch me.
All right, you're cool.
Okay, so describe to me how you guys are getting back on the caravan. Obviously, there are 4 spots in the caravan.
I'm
2
back in the driver's seat, I guess.
inside the wagon and 2 on the driver's seat.
So
Do you have
Reggie,
much
Reggie will
experience
be on
with
the car's
driving
lap.
wagons?
I have none, sir. Sorry.
Mm.
Get in
Well,
there.
hold on.
Sorry.
I
Okay,
want to talk to you.
sorry.
Get in the back.
Let's go back. Describe to me who's there. So there's 4 spots, 2 in the outside
Yeah,
driving, 2 on the inside. Who's where?
Miles is getting in the back to try and keep a low profile as we go past it.
Yes, it is. Knee, Reg.
Yeah, I'm on your lap. Yeah, Reggie's on your lap.
That's
Tell me
weird.
a story, Dakar.
Right.
Flopsy's going to head into the back to have a chat with Miles.
Okay, so Flopsy and Miles go into the back of the carriage, and Reg and Decath are
Sure.
driving. Which
Yeah.
one of you's got the reins?
It is my
Dakar.
job.
Yeah.
Okay.
After that little
Let's
experience we
see
had.
how you can handle the animals. You can assist him if you like by
Nah,
giving.
you're right. Yeah, well.
No.
It's a wisdom
Handle
check,
animal?
right?
No, it's wisdom or charisma.
It's a handle animal is wisdom.
Hmm. Are you helping?
So I rolled a 14, making it 16. So you get your +2. Yeah.
Plus 2, that makes it 10. So that should be enough.
10. 10 is the exact amount enough
what
to
I
have,
thought.
Beats it, beats it.
to have the animals just basically do what you want. After a few minutes, you get back over, you turn the carriage around, you start heading back to the road. When you get back to the road, after the time that's passed, you see one person. The caravan is gone. There is one guard who is standing just behind it. And as you approach, you can see in the dirt in front a semicircular kind of carriage mark, as in the entire caravan has been turned around
Oh.
and obviously gone back in the direction that they came from. The one caravan guard, or the one guard, obviously not the leader, he doesn't have that same helm on, looks at you and he says, "Hey, I've got some bad news for you. Seems that trader you were hanging with was carrying all sorts of bad things. There's a town a couple of ways up the road here. I'll take that. You guys get off. You're on foot, I'm afraid. Are they your horses?"
Why can we not take the carriage?
I'm afraid that's been seized. That's no longer the property of Mr. Tariq. That's the property of the constabulary now.
I do not think this was Tariq's carriage. This was the occupants of the carriage, I believe. That's an 18 on diplomacy, on bluff.
On a bluff
Yeah.
check, you're trying to bluff this guy.
Yeah, this is not Tariq's. This is this man in back.
Oi, sir, look, I don't want any trouble from you, but I can't leave here. My instruction is that I've got to take that carriage right there and I've got to catch up with the rest of the caravan. And I've got to leave you guys either doing what you want and, please.
How many horses are there?
Where
Just the 2. So you've still
They're
got the
leading
2.
and the 2 on the
Well,
back.
you've got the 2 horses for the carriage, which are owned by the caravan.
Yep.
With the carriage, but he's basically said to you, you can keep the other 2 on the back. He believes that those are your horses.
Will one horse? Do I think that one horse will pull the carriage?
No.
that's where did the caravan go? Where they've turned around and gone back,
Yeah.
and we want to keep going forward. Yeah.
Well, you can go wherever you want, but this caravan, this guard basically says, look, I've taken, my job is to take that carriage and catch up. Where you go is not my concern, but I would say there's a town that way that's a lot closer. It's only a couple of hours away than turning back and catching up with the carriage. Tariq, well, he's been arrested.
Well.
Give him the carriage.
Right.
Let's not make a fuss. We want to get forward and on into the town. Let's explore where this magic is negated.
Right. Not my carriage anyway.
And with that, the guard basically jumps up on the carriage and says, I appreciate you not giving me any trouble for this, sirs. And he kind of looks at you, and then at which point, for the very first time, he clocks eyes on you, Flopsy, and his eyes go wide a little bit. He goes, I really appreciate you not giving me any trouble.
Now,
And he kind of
you said you needed the carriage, right? The horses, however.
And he kind of goes, yeah, and he kind of takes the 2 horses, leaving you guys with the 2 horses from the witch hunters, and points you in the direction of Newsham, which is a perfect time to leave this game session.
Ooh,
Well done.
Nice.
was good.
That was a good game. I like that.
I've got a question. Who came up with the idea that you can melt a horse down and turn him into glue? Where did that come from?
Same person that thought, hey, let's get this grain and crush it.
I think a burning barn might have done that one.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I can't unstick these two logs.
The guy that first drank milk. I've been out in the field with the cows. Hear me out. Just hear me out.
Why